So what is involved with doing a tune-up? Does your mower spit and sputter? Like it's not getting enough fuel, maybe not enough air, maybe the spark plug's getting ready to go. But basically that's the three things that you have to look at if you're having issues. I do have a video you can click up in the link up top that I had one of my other mowers had some carburetor issues, so if yours is having that, go ahead and check that out. But for now, let's see what it takes to do a quick tune-up on a mower. You might be asking, when do you do tune-up? Do you do it in the spring when the grass is just starting to get green, ready to be cut? Do you do it in the fall right before you put it away for the winter? Well, the answer is any of those times. Any time's a good time to do a tune-up. Basically, you might be asking, what do I need tool-wise? Well, here's a kit. You can get that on Amazon. Comes with a filter, fuel filter, spark plug, thing of oil. With that, you need a 21mm socket to take out the spark plug, which is right there. Then you're going to need a 14mm socket. Take the blades off the bottom, or you could use a adjustable wrench if you don't have these tools. I bought this kit off Amazon as well. I use it for about everything now. That should be about it for tool wise. Actually, you're going to need yourself a little grinder, and you can pick those up real cheap on Amazon as well. And I'll go ahead and put the link in the description below of all those items as well as that grinder. This is the model I have. It's similar to this. Honda has quite a few models like this over the years, but they're pretty much all similar to each other. When you get your filter, make sure you cross-reference the model to make sure you're getting the right one. But change the filter, the air filter. This is the air filter here. It's important that your air filter is clean. Let's check this one out. I'm scared to open it. I'm embarrassed to say, but it's been a long time since I cleaned this one. Or not cleaned it, but changed it. Holy jackamole. I wouldn't recommend you clean them. You can see how dirty that is in there too. Man, it's been a long time. Changing your air filter and the oil is the most important thing you do for longevity of your mower. Any type of mower, whether it's a push mower or ride mower. But as you see mine here, it is really going to take a hit on the performance of this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. You might be asking yourself, well, what do you do to clean this up? But I'm just going to use a little bit of soap and water and then do the best I can. Same way with the inside of this cap, it needs to be cleaned as well. But as you're cleaning it, if you're using soap and water like I am, you just have to be careful not to get water down in here. That's the intake. Now with my mower, some of the symptoms I've been seeing is it would shut off. It's most likely it's from the not getting enough air. But when you take this filter out of the kit my kit come with this piece here too. Your model might need that. Mine did not have anything like that, so I'm not going to use it. As you see, there's two sides to this filter. You can't put it in this way because it won't go in the whole way because it hits this. And then you got those two tabs, they're on top, and these hooks go on the bottom. Put it in there, hook it in there like that, and you clip it in place. My tops broke off, but one should be good. It holds that into place. Now let's go to the spark plug. There's your spark plug boot. Pull that off and kind of tuck it to the side like that. Take your 21mm socket, stick it down over it. Now it's just a little bit sloppy. Stick your ratchet on there. And I'd already broke it loose for the sake of the video. It comes out that easy. Now it's loose. You can get a hold of it here. And this is what the spark plug looks like. There's the number that was on mine, BFRGES. It's an NGK, which is one of the best. And you can see how it looks. This is the one that came in the kit. You can see F7TC. Not sure what brand that was. Just go ahead and put that in there like you took the old one out. And it's kind of tricky getting that in there. It's just got to be the perfect angle. Put your socket on here. You can run it in by hand easier that way. And then you just snug on that just a little bit. You don't want to go too tight because you could break it off. And then you have yourself a major problem that I don't want to deal with. And then go ahead and put this on. Put that back on to the spark plug. Now they have the air filter done and the spark plug. What's next? You guessed it, we got to change the oil. How do you do that? Ooh. Well, there should be a drain plug underneath. So let's flip this thing over, see if we can find the drain plug. One thing you probably should do before you flip this up on the side, here's the fuel shut off, run along with the hose. You just turn that so it's this way. That's how you can tell if it's off. I don't think fuel will run out, but this will prevent it just in case it does. Well, we got her up on its side here. You can see there's some grass stuck in here from last season. Got myself a putty knife. That's what they're called, putty knife. This one's a wide one. Wasn't sure where my narrow one was. Just try to get rid of as much of this old grass as you can. Also, you can use a screwdriver as well. But here, take a look at these blades. Look how dinged up they are. That's from these dings right here. That's from maybe hitting rocks. Put a 14mm wrench on these. But first, before you loosen it up, find yourself a piece of wood or something to pry in here. That way, when this is turning, it'll go against the wood and be still for you. Stick that on there. This one here I already broke loose. And this one as well. And we run those loose like that. So what are we gonna do? Okay, we take that out like that. Lay them on here like this. And now the trick is with this grinder, see the edge on here? Do it the same, run it across there with the same contour. But before you do any type of major work, always have these protectors, like that. There, you can kind of see how that looks. And when you run that grinder across there, you want to run it back and forth really quick and not put much pressure on it. Otherwise, it'll change the color. You'll notice when you're grinding it, especially along the edge right here, it'll change color. It'll get like a bluish color. What that means is it's heating it up really, really hot. And then it'll take the temper out of your blade, and then you'll lose your life of the blade. It'll get dull quicker. Then we go ahead and put them back on the way we took them off. Now, I didn't show you, but it's always a good idea to put a little bit of used motor oil or any type of oil on these bolts, because it makes it easier to get them off the next time. And just like you did when we took it off, put a piece of wood in here to hold your blade. Now we're ready to change the oil. Are you ready? How do we change the oil? I couldn't find the plug on the bottom because the Honda is different than your average traditional push mower. You gotta tilt it. Tilt it? What do you mean you gotta tilt it? But first, before you drain the oil out, gotta fire it up. Let the engine run for a little bit, a couple minutes. It pops. That way it heats up this oil and stirs up all the dirt and gunk inside of it and makes it nice and smooth and thinner, and allow the oil to drain out a little bit easier. Okay, now that's warmed up good, take and undo the dipstick. This is where you're going to need a paper towel so you don't get oil dripped everywhere. Your drip pan. Now this is what I use for when I change the oil in the car. But just kind of take out the drain plug here. That's where the oil goes down inside. And tilt. After you turn off the fuel, like I showed you earlier, when you tipped it over to change to sharpen the blades, then you'll tilt this over. You just tilt it over like that, and there you got the oil running out. And look how thick that is. I knew I should have changed this oil long before today. But you know how it is. Life gets in the way and it just doesn't happen. But let the oil run out there. 5-10 minutes. Go do something. Go grab a sandwich. Go get a drink. Relax. Or do another project. Then we'll go ahead and pour the oil in. You might be better at it than I am, but I'm gonna use a funnel. You gotta hold this up there that way a little bit and go ahead and pour some of the oil in. Don't pour it too fast because it can run out right in there. Pour that in. I'm not gonna put the whole bottle in. And here's the dipstick. Only push it in to like that. Don't turn it the whole way in. And then pull it out. See how much oil is on there? You can't see it. I did it perfect. It's supposed to be right to the top of that. Can't hardly see it on my camera, but believe me, that's where it's at. First try. What you want to do is you'll run them for a while and then you check it after you mow the grass one or two more times just to see if it's just a little bit low. So chances are I'll probably have to add some. Turn the fuel back on again. And let's fire this thing up. Another job well done. Did you learn something? Can you change the oil yourself and change the blade yourself and not have to pay somebody big bucks, $100, $150, who knows how much to do it for you? It's always a great feeling and self-satisfaction when you can do a job yourself and not have to rely on somebody else, let alone paying the money for it. Thanks for watching. Consider giving this video a thumbs up on the way out if it was helpful for you. Comment below if you have any questions. Until the next time, have yourself a great day.